CarQuicks. Like, subscribe, yada yada. Anyways, I'm busy. So I'm changing something again. I know, listen, I'm like the GR Corolla shifting, bushing, short shifter, shift knob, pitch mount guru at this point in time, because I got some more parts that got sent to me. Check out what I'm doing, okay? I already been busy. Wasn't like I was waiting around. Hold on a second. Let me flip it around so you can see what I've been working on. So most of what I'm doing is this right here. See? So if you notice down there, we're changing these again. See? All these are the bushings, all that. See this right here? This is getting switched out. We're changing this out again. And I'm sure you're wondering to yourself, like, haven't you done this already? Yes, I have. I've done it a bunch of times. Now, if you're wondering with the camera, I got the Osmo 3, DJI Osmo 3, and it's working flawlessly. But I'm still learning this, so if the camera shifts and does all these things, learning curve. I was using my phone before. Anyway, so here's what we got going on. All right, so Racer X sent some parts, okay? Some things to put on the car. All right, so let me just grab the box real quick. I'm gonna take it over to the car. We're gonna talk. So, Racer X sent me some, so I thought I thought something in my engine bay. Racer X sent me some parts, and I am going to show you what they are. We have Racer X, see? Box right there. Aha! Now here's what this is. I have a short shifter. You can see down there, that's the one from Forge Motorsports. That's what I've had on there for like 10,000. Actually, no, hold on. I'm tripping. I've had that on there for like 15,000 miles plus with that Forge Motorsports. No issues. Works great. Shorten the shifts lovely. But Racer X stepped their game up substantially, because we have this nice CNC machine piece that I have to find out how it installs, because there is something more unique about their setup than what I'm used to, as well as this piece right here. And then there's some hardware sitting under here somewhere. I saw the bag. There you go. Hardware under there. And they also sent me their bushing kit. Now, I know I already changed the bushing kit. Their difference was theirs. Remember, I was using 2Js, and I put the DC Sports one on. You see down there has the Delrin bushing around it to help smooth the engagement, and it has. They use a spherical bearing in the middle of theirs, as you can see it twists and turns around, to help promote that same level of engagement and smoothness when you're shifting. What they've told me, and let me flip this around so y'all can see my face. What they've told me is that this particular one, in conjunction with that short shifter, is the bee's knees. Okay, it's the one. Okay, it's the only one. It's the Neo, the Matrix, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna try it out. I don't know how to put that thing on there. I already got the intake off. This should be very simple, and then we can go for a ride. Hopefully. Okay, I'm pushing daylight. My hands are cold. It's legitimately like 46 degrees out here. Listen, we Texans, we're not made for this, all right? We're just not. And I'm listen, you see the skin color. We definitely ain't made for it. So I'm dying. Now, I'll be back. Okay, so I got the instructions. They're right here on my phone. Never done this. There's a couple steps. I'm gonna throw you on the tripod. Maybe I'll do a time lapse. Like I said, I'm on a new camera. I'm working it. But we're gonna get this cracking. Follow me along as we throw on this Racer X joint. I don't know how long it's going to take, but like I said, it's cold and daylight is running out. Let's get going. If you notice this plant behind us, it died in that Texas freeze that we just had. You know, besides me and everybody else slipping and sliding on the freeways, we're not made for the winter. Check the plant. The plant's done. Now, I'm gonna flip y'all around. We're gonna check out what we're doing on this bushing kit. Let's go. Let's get cracking. Peace. All right, so we got to put this here. So first order of business is one of these little collars they have. These aluminum collars that come with it. This goes right here. Then you take the bushing itself. Place that there. Collar goes on there like that. Now, you need to go get another collar to put right on top of this. a washer, then another collar right here. See a little collar right there. Throw that on top. Then you need a locking washer. That's this guy right here. I don't know if you can tell. See, my fingers are probably holding it. Locking washer. Throw that on top. Get a little nut here that comes with the kit. Don't do like me and drop a bunch of stuff on top of the tray. Kind of hand tighten that down. And there you go. That's the little short shifting sandwich we have right now. If you notice, it moves around because it's a spherical bearing, but we're going to do more with that next. So we need to remove some items off of this guy down here. So see, I didn't take this. I know you're supposed to really take this bracket off right here, which I guess if I'm right here, I'll just do it. Why not? Out of the way. Put that down on the floor. And we're going to continue. So, need a 12mm socket. We got to take these 2 bolts off right there. Actually, I'm going to use an extension because I don't feel like having my hand that close to metal to scrape it. So, I took off this counterweight. That was the 2 bolts that you saw down there. Let me kind of move y'all a little bit. Back it up a little. That's what this counterweight was down here. Take it off there per instructions. So take off. Put those openings there, but like that. The next piece we're putting on is this right here. This piece right here actually holds this whole assembly. So remember, I kind of twisted it around. That's what I was doing. All right. So this piece that I had here goes right up here. There you go. Okay. Had to use a tad bit of persuasion to get that piece on, but that's how it looks. That little piece there holds there. Then you have to get a few other bolts. Hold on a second. These 8mm pieces right here. They screw into the top to hold everything in place. So if you notice, once you get this piece in place, it'll hold everything. Now, when you're initially doing this, it'll be kind of difficult to get everything lined up because you're twisting it and it has some resistance to what you're doing. But you want to just do it and make sure you're lining up to the openings that you have. This piece right here, if you notice, I had a little rubber mallet. I had to like tap the side of it to get it kind of sit down because of mainly probably how tight this opening is, but it still has the movement side to side. That's just how Racer X had built theirs, but not something to be concerned with, I don't think. Something you just want to know when you're putting this on. So, all right, we're going to the next thing. We're going to put it back. So, the counterweight is this guy right here. That was a piece that we took off down there on the original one. We are going to put it back. So you still have the counterweight, which helps with the shifting and how it moves. But we're now placing it on top of the short shifter here. So let me get that together. All right, so once you get this piece on right here, don't tighten it up fully. I made that mistake because you need to get this piece back. You need to get these bolts back on for the counterweight. And if you tighten these first, what will happen is this will be too tight and won't have enough space to like kind of let these bolts drop down into. So hold off on fully tightening these when you get this piece on. You want to kind of give yourself some ability to have some leeway and some room to put everything back on. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put this counterweight on. All right, once we get that on, we have one last, that's pretty much it. So what you want to check when you have this on, once you get the counterweight on, kind of not fully tight, you want to check that you can get through all movement is nice and good. See? So now that this is on, we can fully tighten everything back down so that it will be nice and snug. This is all hand tight, really, pretty much. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not using power tools. straight hand tools. And let me move it over here. Pull this, put this on. All right, and that is the short shifter on this side from Racer X. Everything put on, we're good to go, but we have one more thing to do, and that is this shifter bushing for that side. So let me grab that. Same bushing, see, spherical style. This is the short shifter. This is the bushing kit from Racer X, so we're gonna throw this one on too. We'll put that on there. Remember before, I had one of these collars. Same thing applies here. Collar goes on the base. This slides onto the top of it, like so. This takes flat washer, like so. And then it takes this little pin, locking pin, goes on there like so. See that? Now, here's one thing. Because I'm running both the shifter bushings and the short shifter, a lot of this stuff can be interchangeable. At the very top of this guy here is also an area to put a locking pin. I'm putting one there. I don't recall if the instructions said to do that, but you can literally see the opening there. And hey, keep that piece. If ever something fails here, it'll keep this. I don't know. I'm just saying, I have the pin there. I'm putting it there. Nothing's gonna bind and do and go. So what I'm gonna do now is shift through all the gears. Shifting. That's just the nature of the game when you're changing out shift bushings and bearings. But there you have it. Racer X shift bushings on here, short shifter, shift bushing down here at the bottom applied, and there you have it. Now, if you're looking at what I'm doing now, because I just said I'm done, in the midst of me saying I'm done, I forgot that the original first bolt that I put on, I only hand tightened it. Put everything on. Racer X short shifter installed. Shifter bushings right here. Shifter bushing under there. And there you have it. Now, we're going to go for a drive. And hold on, let me take y'all off the camera real quick, okay? I know y'all been looking down at that all this whole time. You might want to see my beautiful face. Or maybe not. But here, this is the point of being on my channel. You're going to have to see me sometime. So, let's flip this around. Clearly, it's not as bright as it was prior because the daylight has gone away. But we're done with this. Maybe I'll do a quick little test drive. I'll see if I can get y'all mounted up in there. If not, I'm gonna do a test drive when it's more daylight out here. You can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna put everything back on and we're gonna go from there. Peace. Oh God. Remember when I dropped that stuff in the, under the car in the tray when I was doing the short shifter thing? Well, I gotta go get it. It's nighttime. Bro, like, this is those points in life when you gotta just stand tall and be like, yo, I will not let this ruin my night. Okay, I'm just gonna do this, and tomorrow we're gonna do a drive-through. But if you check, if you look, I gotta get under the car because that tray under there I gotta remove because a bunch of stuff fell down there. I dropped one bolt, I dropped the bearing for the bushing on the old setup, I dropped something else, bro. It's been something. That's all I can say. It's been something. That's all I can say. So, like, subscribe. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say like and subscribe yet. after I do my little test drive tomorrow, I'm gonna update y'all and we're gonna go from there. I'll be back. Peace. All right, I told y'all. I said, boy, here's what I said. I said I was going to go and do a drive with this Racer X short shifter. So last night, oh my gosh, last night they just went left. I dropped like 4 things on top of the tray under the car. If you got a GR Corolla, you know there's like a flat tray under there. I dropped like 3 things under there. It was getting colder and colder. It started off at like 48 degrees. By the time I was done, it was like 39. I was on death's door. So I had to get all that stuff out so I didn't have time to drive it. But we're gonna go take a drive. You're gonna roll with me. I see I got y'all mounted up in the car now. We're gonna go take a drive and see what this feels like. If it don't feel good, you're gonna know, because I'm gonna tell you that it ain't feeling good and the car ain't driving good. Had to warm up the car real quick because it was ice cold out here. I know for all the people that watch this that live in the Midwest and East Coast like I used to live as well, y'all laughing like y'all don't know cold. Well, I know cold. I left, okay? I left it behind. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So we're gonna go for a little drive. I don't know where I'm driving to right now. I'm going somewhere west. We're gonna see. I don't know how much of the video is gonna be stable. Like I said, I'm rocking the DJI Osmo 3 right now. I'm gonna see how it rocks out. Y'all gonna just join me for this little ride and drive. It's probably my first one like this, even though this is pretty much a review and update on the part that I put on. But this is kind of like, a little bit of a review of what I've done and me driving. So we're gonna enjoy our time. So in the meantime, well, can't play any music or nothing, even though I can play some of my music that I make. So I might throw that in there on like a little montage. What direction should I go? Back to the Racer X. So Racer X makes their whole unit, big aluminum piece, 2 pieces together, a lot of hardware, a lot more steps into installing it. But when it is done, you definitely feel like they thought about what they were building and what they were doing and really put forth a lot of effort into what they were trying to achieve when it came to the short shifter. So personally, I feel like it's a better made option for what we need. Aside from you going full K shifter, cooler work shifter, which I've said it before, I talk about it enough. Eventually, I'm probably gonna go that route. I'm not even gonna lie. That's probably where I'm headed, even though I have been working my way to getting this shifter to feel as good as I wanted to, and I've gotten there. I have achieved it. The Forge Motorsports shifter I was comfortable with. Didn't lack anything. I didn't mind it. I liked how it felt. It felt good to me, so I was happy with it. This right here is just another step up in the refinement, right? And I know because of the way I do my videos and because I've changed and swapped out some of the same parts over and over and over again, some of this is me understanding the differences, having put 2 and 2 side by side. Others won't be able to do that, but here's why here's my video, because you want to know what I think about it. So we're going to do some driving. I'm going to cut this video at some points because I'm not about to stop and record all the time, but we're going to go do some driving. See what this feels like. Already feeling good. That's all I can tell you right now. The shifts are feeling butter, okay? Kerrygold. Not that cheap Land O'Lakes. Can't believe it's not butter. I'm talking about the real deal Irish grass-fed butter, alright? Step your cooking game up. Don't be using that old school random store-bought butter. You got to get that Kerrygold, that grass-fed, that Irish, okay? Your food will taste better. Anyways, back to what I was saying. It's been a while. I've been driving for like, 30, 40 minutes. I don't know. I've been in the back roads. I wasn't about to have you watch me the entire time. Some of this stuff is just more like mind-clearing drives that I like to do. That's what I'm out here for. So, so far, so good. What I can say is that it is smoother than the Forge Motorsports short shifter. I had to give it some time to make sure it wasn't, you know, placebo or in my head that it felt better, but the engagement is tighter. The Forge Motorsports had a lot more notchiness, right? It felt, I would almost say, more forced because it wasn't as clean as this Racer X one feels. Though, like I've said before, if you already have the Forge Motorsports one that's serving you well, then keep it. It wasn't like I was lacking in anything. I didn't have it and said to myself, hey, CarQuicks, this isn't good, go get something else. I had the opportunity to test out something from Racer X that they sent, and I like what I feel in it. Now, it's not a case of like theirs is leaps and bounds better. I think wherever you decide to spend your money, you will be happy. If you want to go for the Forge one because it's a more inexpensive option, you'll be happy. If you want to go for the Racer X one, which is a little bit more, you'll be happy as well. And as far as the bushings go, if you don't have any, and you are thinking that I do want to get a short shifter, then I will say, just go get the one from Racer X because it's an entire combination. Hold up, train tracks. I would say go with Racer X because it's an entire combination, meaning you get the short shifter. They've confirmed that it functions very well with their short shifter, and you get the shifting bushings. So you don't have to worry about pairing these things together. Now, I paired them together on my end, and they were fine because I had the DC Sports one. I also had 2J Racing one. So I've used a few of them, but for those out there, if you're looking at this video saying, what should I get? I don't have anything. Just go ahead and get the whole package. Now, you can save yourself some money if you separate the two, I believe, but not by that much. So if you don't have anything, the combination of Racer X short shifter and the bearings is a very good combination. Something that I would say go and try out. I like how it feels. The engagement is great. Yes, you got to have more force with it, but with all these things, you get used to it. And I've been used to it for a while, so I jumped in and I've been driving. I've been feeling great driving it. I don't have any issues or anything that I'm trying to do that I can't do. So there you got it. If you're in the market, if you're thinking to yourself, I want to get me a short shifter, I want to get me some shifter bearings, shifter bushings, not shifter bearings. What am I saying? Then get the Racer X ones. Or my last video. If you just want the shifter bushings, the DC Sports ones are great too. They're all good. All the options I had have been good. I will say my final thoughts here on Racer X, if you're getting the entire short shifter, get their shifter bushings with it as well. And if you don't have none of this stuff and you're like, I don't want to do anything, then keep the stock one because it's just as good too. I mean, we're just doing small incremental improvements. I'm going to see y'all around. It's CarQuicks.